Welcome back to Sakanya the podcast, where we walk, talk, and open space for honest conversations, connection, and change. Today we're in Preston, walking through the beautiful Avenham Park with Karen Livesey. Karen is founder of No Whispers community interest company, which provides child sexual exploitation and child criminal exploitation awareness training. Avenham Park is part of Karen's personal history, from childhood visits with her grandparents to strolls now with her grandson. As we walked past the River Ribble, the Japanese garden and the old park keeper's cottage, our conversation unfolded with every step we took. Karen's work centres on safeguarding, and our conversation explored the urgent need to raise awareness around child sexual and criminal exploitation, county lines, and the importance of speaking plainly. Karen shares tough truths with care and clarity, reminding us all that safeguarding isn't just for professionals, it's for everyone. So take a moment, take a breath. It's a tough one, so be sure to hit pause and take a minute if it gets a bit heavy. Let's walk! Hi Karen, how are you?
I'm great, how are you?
I'm really well, thank you. Thank you for your patience. I have to confess, I am notorious at not being on time a lot, but I didn't anticipate the Preston traffic today.
Don't worry.
So that when I text you 7 minutes, I think that was like 15 minutes in the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, don't worry.
So
I know around here can be really busy very quickly. Things can change very suddenly, so it's fine.
yeah,
Patience is a virtue, and that's good. We've both got it, I think.
yeah. So how's your day been?
You're good? Busy?
Yeah. Were you taking a workshop this morning, did you say?
Yeah, I was delivering training online this morning to do with child exploitation, so that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just not quite the same,
good.
is it, than in person?
Yeah.
But hey.
Yeah. So how have you found that transition from being in the classroom to online? Have you had to change your material?
Yeah, during COVID it was necessary.
Yeah.
Because obviously we couldn't meet face to face.
Yeah.
So it made me become conscious about visuals and connecting with people and breakout rooms, and it's different, isn't it? Because you easily lose people. What you don't want is people switching off. So the more engaging online training is, the better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So should we rewind a bit and start with your name?
Yeah. Okay, so we're coming to the edge of the park here.
Oh yes.
We've come in a sort of back route, which is fine.
What is the park?
Avenham and Miller Park.
Avenham
and Miller. 2 parks.
Oh, okay.
Sat side by side.
Oh, okay.
Which is quite nice, really.
Oh, that's exciting. Yeah, I've never been to this part of Preston at all. So, Karen, where do we start? Do you start with what you do?
Can do.
Yeah.
So, I'm one of the directors and trainers with No Whispers CIC, Community Interest Company.
Okay.
And No Whispers is focused on delivering training, awareness projects, campaigning, distributing resources, etc., all to do with child sexual exploitation,
Gosh, yeah,
child criminal exploitation, county lines and safeguarding.
Yeah.
And it's all that. That's what we do.
Wow, that's heavy.
Can
So how did you get into this sort of work?
When I was with the youth service, I had a role as an advanced practitioner, youth and community service, which was a county post, and I managed teams of staff, and I had a safeguarding role and responsibility, all sorts really, sexual health, and working with very vulnerable young people. And I came across more than one case where we were getting it wrong, basically.
Right.
And I found it very frustrating. And
when you say getting it wrong, what do you mean?
Well, misunderstanding the situation.
Okay.
So I remember having a conversation with my line manager. I'll give you a case study which might help the situation. Just to point out, this is the beginning walk. Isn't this lovely?
Oh, it's stunning.
Isn't this beautiful?
It's really stunning.
Absolutely beautiful.
We lucked out with the weather, didn't we?
Oh, it's just gorgeous.
Should we grab a quick selfie while we're here?
Yeah. Maybe with the view from the back. It's absolutely gorgeous.
We can do that.
Maybe come down.
Yeah.
But this is a very, very popular park. It's got the tradition of egg rolling that goes right back to Victorian times. So children, families, everybody will hang at the top end of this lovely steep hill and roll their eggs. So it was absolutely buzzing on the Easter weekend.
And doesn't this look idyllic? Look at everyone just lounging around.
Oh yeah, and such a popular place.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It is. It's really bonny. So there was a young girl whose Asian parents had separated, and they lived in different places. And there was a case where she was going into college. She was 15, and college, school, high school, whatever, were saying she keeps going missing.
Oh, okay.
And I was brought in to help sort this issue out.
Yeah.
And Dad said, well, she's at Mum's. And Mum said, no, she's at yours.
Oh, no.
And they said, well, you're at college, you're at school. She was at none of those places.
Yeah.
This young girl had an older boyfriend that she'd found, and his mother had got a new boyfriend down south. So this house was completely free every weekend.
Oh, I see.
So then this young lad brings her in and other girls and plies them with drink and alcohol and all the rest of it, and was sexually abusing them. Then, of course, there's the links to older men.
Yeah.
This young girl stole 600 quid from her father's bank account. There were inappropriate sexual images on Facebook and on the internet.
Right.
And when I raised this with my manager, I said, you know, one of those issues would concern me.
Yeah.
9, 5 or 6.
So these images were on the dad's?
No, on her phone and shared on Facebook, etc. So, my manager at the time didn't really understand the exploitation and abuse. And he said, but she's nearly 16.
Oh my
I said, you're missing the point. You are absolutely missing the point.
Yeah.
I remember that case really well because she was then assigned to a newly qualified social worker that was absolutely useless. And marked her as not of a concern, completely wrong. So it prompted me to do further training. So I started to work with Safe and Sound and PACE, which is Parents Against Child Exploitation, and Bernardo's. And doing all this training, I thought, do you know what? I want to do more.
And is that all based in Preston?
The training, no, it was all over the place.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So then I left the service and set up as an independent trainer with a real focus on child sexual exploitation.
Right.
But then going to government conferences, reading serious case reviews, and the young people and families I came across, I thought, actually, there's more to this because this can link. I mean, child sexual exploitation on its own can happen in about 9 or 10 different ways.
Right.
But as well, it can link to county lines, child criminal exploitation of young people, human trafficking, modern slavery, neglect, missing from home. I thought it needs to be more.
Goodness.
Which is where No Whispers was born about 4 years ago.
Oh.
Because that's the sort of breadth of training that we cover. And connecting different issues and people's awareness. And that broader radar is my phrase. Always in training, widening your radar. Because if we don't, we will miss things and we will have this very narrow perspective, which is not healthy, really.
No, and this is such a complicated space, isn't it? Because it's very emotive. Yeah. There's a lot of having to almost feel like you're betraying your own family or you're betraying
that can happen because as you say, I mean, there was a report that came out last November about intrafamilial saying that social workers and others were concentrating on the celebrity exploitation and the church and the sports, rightly so, but missing the fact that, exactly your point, it can happen in the family. Of course it can. Massively. Numbers have been reported in a recent report. And look where we are now. I love this place. Right by River Ribble, we're coming up to. Isn't it gorgeous?
It's beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Absolutely stunning. Especially to see just the river emerging as we go over this little hill.
It's a shame it's not bright blue, but hey, sometimes when it's rained, it's a bit on the muddy side, but you know what, it's
to be fair, when you come out in Preston and you see a river, you're not expecting turquoise.
No, indeed. But and this avenue is just gorgeous. The seasonal part of this avenue with the trees and the change. And at night time, there's a little lit, I don't know if you can see, you probably can't see it, but it's lit anyway. It's just so bonny. Just lovely.
It is, it's stunning.
Yeah.
Oh, so just rewinding then to your journey.
Yes, sure.
How did you get into youth work?
Okay, my professional career began as a primary school teacher.
Oh, okay.
And I was in London doing that for several years.
Yeah.
And then there was a post advertised, a county post to do with young people.
Yeah.
And I applied for that. At the time then, my degree was recognised as being a qualified youth worker type thing. Yeah. And I did more studies in youth work and all the rest of it, and post-grads, left, right and centre and all those sorts of things. But stayed in the youth service for 26 years.
Wow. Yeah.
And worked across all of Lancashire, different parts.
Oh, that's great.
And then I decided to do a post-grad in leadership and management in social work and social care, because I thought, I'm a teacher, I'm an educator, youth worker, I've not got that social work perspective. leadership and management is transferable skills, isn't it? And I thought it's a good thing to do that postgrad. During that postgrad at UCLan, somebody gave a talk about setting up as an independent business or as an independent whatever. And I thought, do you know what? I'm going to do that.
That's what it is.
And that's what inspired me to leave the service and go down the training and consultancy route.
What does youth work look like? What do you do as a youth worker day to day? Just rewind into that.
Yeah, youth work had a massive role with young people to do with activities and positive self-esteem and empowering young people. And then when the government decimated, as it did, a lot of youth clubs and centres, there was a huge gap. And isn't it interesting that nationally they're trying to reintroduce some youth core curriculum stuff and youth activities, because young people have a voice in youth studies, youth activities, and can choose and pick a whole range of things that they do and mix with different young people than being with the school environment.
And how do they get involved in the youth groups? How do they find a youth group?
Now? Yeah. No idea.
Oh, okay.
But I left that a long time ago, so I don't know.
Back then,
a lot of local provision would have local youth centres. Okay. So some of them would be quite specific. What is happening now, which is quite good, is these, what do you call them? Youth zones. Okay. I think there might be about 15 up and down the country, and they're massive buildings with all sorts in them. And Preston's youth zone is opening very soon, actually, within a matter of months. And there's a climbing wall in there, sports facilities, arts, music, crafts, coffee bar, something like, I don't know, it's free to attend and a £5 for the year membership, something ridiculous, but deliberately cheap to get young people in. Yeah. Lots of different services, lots of different activities, and a safe space. Yeah. So Chorley has a youth zone, Blackburn has a youth zone, Manchester does, but Preston's is going to be opened very soon, which I think will be wonderful. Yeah,
that sounds lovely. And so, am I right in saying you did your social work course at UCLan?
Yes, I did a postgrad, leadership and management in social work and social care.
And how did you find that? Were you balancing work and studying?
Indeed, I took leave to do the study because I had a full-time job. Yeah. But I was really keen to do this piece of study. Yeah. So I would just take leave and study at night, at the weekends, to get the coursework done. Okay. I was the only youth worker in a group of 32 social workers, so that was interesting. But oh wow, we'll go this way.
That is interesting.
Yeah, but it made me question and challenge and think and rethink and
and actually that raises more questions, doesn't it? Because as a youth worker, would you expect people to be trained more in social work?
I think the other way around is needed, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Oh, I do, definitely. Okay. I think some social workers need the youth work skills. Okay, that's interesting. Listening skills to young people, the empowering of young people, and the working with and not to. I think sometimes there's too much of that. So there's now fast-track courses where people can become a social worker in a shorter space of time. I don't know if that's always a good thing. I don't know.
Oh, okay. And is that to address some kind of shortage we have?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, so we're potentially compromising quality. Yeah. Yeah. The usual conundrum we have.
But hey, it's interesting.
Oh, uphill.
This is a good part for training, I tell you now. Yeah. There's layers and levels. They do
the staircase.
Yes, staircases, and we're in the middle tier now.
Oh, it's beautiful.
But it is bonny. Yeah.
It really is. So what is your connection with this park?
I think I've grown up with this park, to be honest. I remember coming here as a little girl, in about 5, with my grandparents. And over there, we'll probably not get to today, there's a beautiful spiral path that used to be, probably still is, planted with lots of gorgeous roses, or the wallflowers that I love. Yeah. And right in the middle is a little sundial. I used to run round. That's the middle of the sundial. Yeah. But also, certain times of year here, the smell of wallflowers just sends across. Oh, it's fantastic. Oh. So growing up and then bringing my children, and I now have a little grandson, and bringing him and his family here. And it's just lovely because there's all sorts that go on here. All sorts of events and festivals and just time to chill too.
Yeah, I love it. I just love that there's so many people just getting their vitamin D hit.
Yeah. And that little coffee bar down there.
Yeah.
a few years, not hundreds of years, but a few years it's been open, but that's nice too.
Yeah.
It's interesting too there, you'll relate to this one. There's a Japanese garden over there, and some of the big rocks were brought over from Arnside and Silverdale.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
By a very entrepreneurial gardener who used to live on the park here.
Right.
Brought these wonderful big stones over to make this little Japanese garden.
Oh, that's a nice connection.
Which goes back to the 1950s, I think.
Oh, wow.
But yeah.
That's good intel.
Yeah, you see, what can I say?
That's why I love doing these walks, because I wouldn't know that otherwise. I just see rocks.
That's what, you see, I say things like this to my partner. He goes, so who cares?
Yeah.
Well, I clearly do. Sorry, I'm banging the microphone.
No,
I clearly do.
Yeah.
Trivial information that's interesting, anyway.
Yeah. I care too. I love this stuff. And I love that we can hear the birds.
Yes.
This always brings me so much joy, especially because I've been on the laptop this morning.
Yeah.
So it's nice to get a leg stretch as well.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you sort of look after yourself while you're doing this hard sort of work?
I think over the years within the youth services, we had lots of difficult cases, not just with child sexual exploitation, but all sorts of cases. And I think it's learning how to be professional and compartmentalise. Yeah. Because if you don't, you will burn out. Yes. Or you will not come at the job with a true professional approach. Yeah. But it's knowing how to separate out and compartmentalise, and that's a skill you learn, I think, over years. Yeah. Also, I think the need for somebody to listen to you, the way you can offload, to share. It's sort of like non-clinical supervision, really, isn't it? Yeah. But somebody that you can share things with. And some people are good at listening, and some people don't want to know. And I've discovered, obviously, along the years of who I can talk to. And I have supervision fairly regularly with one of my directors. Okay. And then there's other people that are in similar but different work, like domestic abuse. Yeah. Little Robin. Oh, isn't he bunny?
Isn't he beautiful? Oh.
That was cute.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, cute little moments like that.
Yeah. And it's good to stop and enjoy those moments.
Definitely.
We're too busy rushing.
Definitely. That's the other thing, I think. You know, when I go for walks and go running occasionally, you're away from everything. No interruptions, just you and your mind, and to process and all of that.
Yeah.
And
that's quite healing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Processing, yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, so through No Whispers, do you kind of organise any kind of self-care days for the staff or volunteers, or how do you work that out?
Yes and no. To some degree, people, I think, get it as we go along. Okay. So there's training and awareness that we do to do with understanding triggers and what people need to do, what services are out there, because everybody's different, and it's about finding what do you actually need. Yeah. So I involve the staff in we have away days, we have obviously our business meetings and things. People can always talk to me directly if there's something that's bothering them, things, but usually people who come to No Whispers are in tune with what we're trying to do. So some might have past experience, and some don't, and some do. It doesn't really matter. The point is, where are you in your journey, and what do you actually need? Yeah.
And ask for the support, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's a variety of different levels of need. Some people just want to tell their story. Some people want or need, trauma, counselling support, etc. Yeah. And sometimes we have a Friends of No Whispers events about once a term, and we have guest speakers who come and do a shared lived experience. And as well as that evening, I have networking and different key agencies who are involved, again, to offer that support. So victim support, for example, Trust House Lancashire, who support people who have been victims of abuse in the past, things like that. So there's a supportive environment without being finger pointing, if that makes sense. It does. And 9 times out of 10, there's all sorts that come out of those Friends events because they're so informal, and we've got guest speakers, we've got organisational information, we've got things at your fingertips, and then when people speak, people sometimes in the audience go, yep, that's happening to me, or I get that, and wow, and the impact is unbelievable. Yeah, unbelievable. Yeah. So that can be very positive, yeah.
Yeah, I'm assuming it can also be quite overwhelming and triggering.
Yes, can be. Again, I don't know everybody.
Yeah, of
sometimes
course.
in the room. Yeah. There was one woman just recently, actually, and she said she came over to us after a shared lived experience, and she said, "You've no idea the impact you've just had on my life."
Really?
Clearly, I don't. She said, you have no idea. She said,
just sent a chill through my whole body.
It was amazing because she said, what this particular woman said, she said, that's happening to me. She said, and my daughter, she said, and so you've changed my attitude. She said, the way I see my studies, the relationship with my daughter. She said, you have no idea of this massive ripple effect that you've had just by that one evening. And then I saw her months later and she said exactly the same. And she said, Karen, honestly, she said, you have no idea the impact of that and how strong that piece of work was.
Wow. That must be so affirming for you, knowing the journey you've gone through to get to where you are, to set up your business, to spread awareness, to do the training, to bring the people in, to know that there is some real life-changing stuff happening here.
And I was on the vision of educating people so we prevent it happening to children and young people. And then, of course, over the last 3 or 4 years, realising that some people in the room as adults have had this happen to them. And where is their help and support and movement? And I just thought, actually, that's an important thing to recognise and support. Consequently, one of the women who shared her story with us, we did a presentation at UCLAN's conference about the importance of people telling their story and the validation and the sort of therapy and that support, really. Have we passed? There's a statue, or it might be further on. Lord Derby's statue that I want to point out to you. But
this is lovely. So this is
the Japanese garden. Oh, isn't it gorgeous? Yes.
Beautiful. It is beautiful. This whole place is stunning. And now I know how to get to it.
You'll be coming again, won't you?
Yeah. Definitely. And it's so convenient with the parking.
Yeah. And you can come into this park in 3 or 4 different ways. There's different entrances. London Road huge, over there. You can come in. There's a lovely free parking. That's the other good thing to know. Down by one of the schools down there. You come and walk down the long avenue. Come the other side. There's that side. There's this side. It's just fab. This is the old park keeper's house here on the left.
I can't help but smile.
I don't think anybody lives there at the minute. Oh, it's just fab.
It is. It's so good.
And then, go on, you first.
So, I was just going to say, in terms of like child sexual exploitation, abuse, we're just not educated, are we?
No.
And sometimes when you know something's off, but you don't have the confidence to voice it, or you don't have the language to voice it, you don't have the tools to call it out, and you doubt yourself. And also we live in a world where we know that so many abuses that are challenged do end up in a form of victim shaming, victim blaming, non-prosecution, non-advancement of any convictions. It's quite a scary space, actually, isn't it? It's a hard space to navigate, and I can imagine some people who don't know you guys exist and may come upon you by accident and hear the stories may have a moment where they think, oh my goodness, that happened to me, and I didn't even know that it was wrong.
That happens a lot. That's very common.
Is it?
Especially when you look at consent. The definition of consent, that you've got the freedom and capacity to make that choice. You take one of those concepts away, and there's no consent. So the freedom, the capacity, which is the understanding, and you make that choice. So a lot of people go, oh, well, this happened to me. I didn't realize. Whoa, exactly. And there's another one, which is an important one, which a lot of young people don't get. There's preparatory offence, sexual preparatory offence, where sometimes young people are given drugs, alcohol, deliberately by the perpetrator to stupefy them.
Oh, gosh.
And then, of course, they go, well, I can't remember. I was off my head. Exactly. Where's consent in that?
God, that's funny.
Where is consent? You're absolutely right. There are the realisation, the connection. And I think one of the big things that we found in our workshops and projects that we do is that confidence and safeguarding understanding. And just this year, the lottery, National Lottery Community Fund, that's the way around. The focus for me is about parents, carers, volunteers to exactly get that. The confidence in safeguarding, the do's and the don'ts and the what. And it's happening. This is something I want to show you. The 14th Earl of Derby. Okay, now, he did not agree with the suffragettes. He thought women did not have a place and should not have the vote, and he completely disagreed. And his statue was feathered and tarred during the times of the suffragettes in Preston,
Oh, that's good.
And one of our famous suffragettes, just off Winkler Square, actually, a house is just off Winkler Square, is Edith Rigby, who was an amazing woman who did all sorts of stuff So yeah, it's interesting seeing his statue because it was feathered and tarred. Might say over here. I doubt it somehow. It would shame him, wouldn't it? I doubt if it says he was feathered and tarred. There we go.
Well, we've got it on tape now.
But yeah, well, like Karen said, so it must be true.
Yeah. I love that, Karen, that you know this stuff. Because that story, as you probably know, I'm a massive feminist.
Absolutely.
And I just love to know that.
So you probably find something on the internet about him because it's we're quite interested. And of course, our lovely Preston suffragettes, you know.
Shame on you.
Yeah. And then this is another little view. This is lovely. When the fountain's flowing, this is another beautiful spot.
Yeah.
Obviously
Look
not
at the
today.
staircase. This is such a great wedding venue shot, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I don't know why I always think about wedding venues, but you can just imagine a bride and groom just doing their thing.
And this beautiful esplanade.
Yeah,
it's just lovely.
Made for it. Yeah. Are we going down?
We can do a loop down. How are we doing? Oh, we're doing great.
We're doing great. Yeah. So I'm just sort of ruminating about this whole not being aware, the awareness thing. So, you know, your training is amazing.
Oh, thank you.
And it's so needed. But how do we get the word out? How do we tell people?
I have ideas, but I need to get out more to be able to influence. So for me, in the degree courses of social work, teachers, police, health, all those key people who will come into contact with children, young people, families, that core chunk of training to be able to understand it. How it happens, what makes a child vulnerable, where and how it happens. Because some people's perception is, well, it only happens to 12 and 13-year-old girls. Really? Well, it only happens in, poor parenting environments. Well, it only happens in Birmingham and London. Well, it only happens in poor economic areas. And all of that is true. However, as we know, it can happen anywhere to any child. Yeah. Young and of 16, 17, obviously legally you become an adult when you turn 18. Doesn't mean it stops just because you're 18 plus. But if you have that very narrow perception of, oh, this is where it happens, you're going to miss stuff, aren't you?
Of course, and also that lasting impact, that damage of going into adulthood, like, say, legal adulthood at 18, but actually you're still so vulnerable and you're still so open to continue to be abused. And how many people... in their 40s of being abused.
The Independent Inquiry into Child Sexual Abuse, which was led by the government, gave the opportunity for adults to tell their story.
Oh, okay.
For some, it was the first time ever. Wow. Of where and how they have been abused as children.
Sending chills.
Yeah, exactly. 7,000 people came forward to tell their story.
Oh my goodness.
For some, as I say, it was the first time ever. But the important bit was twofold, really. One, to give them the support and referring that they may need. And two, where and how this happened. As a result of this investigation from the government, there were 15 different investigative reports that came out. So to give you an example, the Football Association was one. Westminster was another, Rotherham and Rochdale was another, the Catholic Church, the Anglican Church. So these different headings of where significant abuse and exploitation had happened. Then this was pulled together as a huge report and then a summary report, and it was presented to the government in 2022. Now the timing of that wasn't brilliant because of COVID and change of parliament and all the rest of it. However, what's happening now is some of the recommendations are being made to the government now, which is brilliant. Things like the mandatory reporting of sexual abuse if a teacher or others in positions of influence sees that, you should be reporting, and absolutely you should. So I think there's the educational side of it, like I said, I think that would be fabulous if people had this knowledge and awareness. I think politics is another one. I think it's like this echo, it's lovely this, isn't it? Fabulous echo, just thought I'd give you that bit of moment there. The criminal justice system is another one, and the youth justice system, because young people get wrongly accused of things when they shouldn't, whereas actually they're being coerced, controlled, manipulated by perpetrators, and yet they're seen as committing offence. And that's very common, and that shouldn't happen. And
actually the coercer is still free.
Correct. Yes.
To grab the
I think the other thing, is the legal system, the imbalance of Stuart Hall, for example, Granada TV reporter, it's a knockout. He raped 3 young girls in the 70s and 80s, Goodness. He went to trial, he was found guilty. I don't think he served more than 3 years. Now, what's that? Those young girls and their lives dramatically changed and influenced. Doesn't quite balance.
No.
You know, and there's a few things like that where you think, you get more for dangerous driving than you do for violating somebody.
Yeah.
You know?
And does it tend to be, what are the statistics in terms of gender of victims?
Yeah. There are more women that report than men, but it doesn't mean it doesn't happen to boys and men. And some of that is society's stigma, because obviously some of the attitudes people have are things like, well, you're a man, you should have fended them, fended them off, it shouldn't be happening to you. Men don't get raped. Well, they do.
Yeah.
And very much the arena of exploitation and abuse for young boys and men can be within the county lines zone, because the deliberate sexual abuse and invasion sometimes is part of control or loyalty by making things happen. So statistically, we have more girls and women reporting than men. Yeah. But the police have estimated there's about 500,000 abuse out there that maybe haven't been reported. Because that's the other thing. Once you report it, stuff's going to happen. Or not everybody has got that mental strength or choice or willingness or support mechanisms, whatever, to report. So there's a lot that doesn't go reported. Yeah.
And it's scary, isn't it? You're kind of facing up to your bully, so to speak.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's frightening. And this person has had a hold and control over you and convinced you that, or, allowed you to believe that they are in the position of power. It's very scary.
And part of the grooming process sometimes is the perpetrator will deliberately brainwash that child or young person, if you tell, you'll be sent to prison. If you tell, you'll be taken away from your family. If you tell, we'll come and get you. We'll hurt you, your family, your children, whatever. We'll torch your house. So there's this real fear and threat that's very genuine. They will do certain things like this. So, and then people say, well, why didn't they tell? It's not always that easy, actually. It's not always that easy.
So I was just thinking, given the nature of your work.
Go on, yeah.
Just let the cyclists go past.
I know, it's busy here. It's busy. There's all sorts going on.
It's so great. It's so great that it's so well used.
Yeah.
What repercussions do you get as an organisation? Do you get any from the people who are doing the who don't like what you're doing?
Not really. The only thing I've had is somebody deliberately trying to find out how we train so they can be 3 steps ahead.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that was interesting. It was a big event, training, and people were coming in with groups to do this awareness raising, and there was this one particular guy on his own and didn't have a group that he was attached with, and I questioned, and I went, who's he with? Nobody knew. Who is he? And then eventually, as time went on, we found out that he was an independent, and he was here deliberately trying to find out what was happening so he could be 3 steps ahead, and he was a perpetrator. Generally speaking, no, I don't. I tend to, I don't know, maybe I'm scary, I don't know.
But that safeguarding thing is really key, isn't it, for yourself, for the people that volunteer, for the people that are definitely finding a safe space to speak. Yeah, where to know that even if it was just that one person, that one time, it's happening. Yeah.
Yeah, when we have our Friends of No Whispers event, I make sure I know exactly who's in the room. Yeah. So we don't advertise it to the public. I will personally invite people and double check and, make sure so I know exactly who, what, where and when. Doesn't mean somebody's not got some weird and wonderful past I don't know about yet, but at the surface level at the minute, I've done the best that I physically can, if that makes sense.
It does make sense,
and I don't have it big. It's like 30, 35 at any one time, which is small and connectable with people in the room. Yeah.
Gosh, there's so many layers to think about, aren't there? Because you don't want people to know what your training is
about. No, I do.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah.
So like the content of your training.
What the heck? Yeah, it's about raising awareness. I mean, some people have said to me when we first started, Karen, you need to be careful. You need to be careful. I'm like, what? And somebody said,
but that's kind of my gut instinct.
Yeah, and I'm like, no, this is what I do. This is what I do. This is about raising awareness. And I'm absolutely blunt. And the training that we've got a CPD course now in child sexual exploitation. Brilliant. Anybody can do that, as well as there's been more timber organisations. Really clear about what we're offering. And I think we just need to be upfront about it and say it like it is, really. Either way, Japanese garden would be nice. We'll go that way.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, no.
That is interesting. Yeah, because my gut instinct was like, it needs to be secret squirrel, because actually we want to protect everyone.
No.
And,
well, I'm not exposing anybody.
No,
Let's
exactly.
be clear about
That's
that.
the point,
But the training that we do, we're really clear.
Yeah.
You know, disrupting exploitation, grooming, sexual exploitation, counter lines, bang, bang, bang. That's what we do.
And it makes complete sense now you've said it out loud, because actually, how else you can spread the awareness, and how else will people like me learn and get curious and want to learn more. And...
Do you know what was lovely recently? There were a couple of the councillors from South Ribble Borough Council who came on to some meetings and training that I've been doing. And their reason for attending was because they wanted to learn more and to be able to use the language appropriately and to be confident, in challenging other people and their perceptions and when they get it wrong. And I went, wow, fantastic. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, that's
And it was only when we did the sort of round robin of why are you here and what have you got out of the meeting that I heard this. I thought, this is just brilliant.
Yeah.
Because there are some people that still use that phrase, child prostitute, and that went out a long, long time ago. Children do not consent to their own exploitation.
Yeah, that in first consent. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely no, those two words together. But there are some attitudes that do need challenging. So to hear from the counsellors that they were here because they wanted to learn and to be confident and to challenge others, I thought, wow, that's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And actually then those people have conversations with other people and you get that ripple effect, don't you?
Yeah, and some of that I might never see.
Yeah.
But when people tell me, you go, wow, yeah. And then last week there was a woman who's a school governor, and she kind of sat in on a young lad being excluded recently. She said, and it was awful. She said, he's kicking off at school and he's really badly behaved. She said, but I actually paused and went, why?
Yeah, what's the trigger?
His mother had recently died.
Oh, gosh.
He's got a stepmom that's desperately trying to fill her shoes. He's cross, is the young man. Of course he is. Doesn't want her. Doesn't want the involvement. There's all sorts going on in this lad's life. But nobody looked beyond the obvious. The fact that he was just kicking off, being naughty. But why? You know, the why. So I thought that was a lovely story because she was sharing. Karen, she said, actually questioned and challenged why and what are we doing about it and what's going on in that child's life, which is exactly contextual safeguarding. What else is happening? Who else needs to be? Contextual safeguarding. Dr. Colleen Furman about 10 years ago. Do you want to go across the bridge? Yeah. Look at these, aren't these lovely? Little egg things from our Easter weekend.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yes. So children could design their own little Easter eggs and then they put them all on the bamboo.
Yeah. Oh, that's
beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
It is really lovely. It's kind of very community focused.
Yes, there is a lot of things here. Here we go. Japanese garden. When did we start? Yonks ago. Here we are.
Well.
There were even baptisms that took place here. Isn't that, how mad is that?
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah. There used to be a big crocodile made out of lilies that was in the middle. And I remember my grandma saying to me, if you're naughty, he'll come alive. What? So, and then, bless him, he just fell apart over the years. But it was a fabulous lily crocodile, about 6 foot long, it was about there. And it was just fab. You see, I have these traumatic memories, me. I have some scary memories.
I shouldn't be laughing, but it sounds so cute. Look at this pond, it's beautiful.
Sorry, go on.
It's nice to see the reflections in the water, isn't it? We're so lucky to have landed a sunny day for this.
Yeah, even in horrible weather, it's lovely.
Yeah.
I mean, there's little stepping stones there you can manoeuvre, or we can go over the bridge, here the troll bridge as it's known, because there's supposedly trolls.
Yeah.
But hey.
Oh, does this bring back a lot of childhood memories?
Oh yeah, it's lovely. It is, it's really nice.
Oh.
Yeah. And then growing up too, do you know, like coming here as a mature person and all that. I did the breast cancer 5K here. Careful.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, several of them. So you know which routes are good and which are the shortest bits, you know. You discover that, don't you, really?
That's nice. I just love that there's such a strong connection for you in this space.
Yeah.
And you must walk along and just smile to yourself sometimes with different memories from different decades.
Yeah, definitely.
That's so nice.
Yeah, it is. It's lovely.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah. Do you want another shot? You're doing well. Getting all sorts. We should get commission from Preston City Council because you're promoting their parking. Yeah. And this is only half of it, you know.
Yeah.
Because there's another half over there.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's fine.
It's awesome. So if someone had concerns about a young person,
right,
what would you advise them? How would you advise them to handle it?
If there is a concern, it's highly likely to be an offence, a criminal offence.
Okay.
So you either have the option of reporting to a social worker or the police.
Okay.
If you're not sure, you can do a whole range of things to check it out. So you could ring Bernardo's, NSPCC. NSPCC have a helpline for young people, but they also have a helpline for professionals, parents, carers.
Oh, do they?
So you can ring up and go, hey, I don't know about this, blah, 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 blah. The most important bit is sometimes the timeliness of something. Because sometimes people walk away and go, oh, it's probably nothing.
Yeah.
But do we know that? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Should we report that? Victoria Climbier, when she died 20 odd years ago and more now, the week of her death, the social worker visited the house and saw this beautiful bedroom with a pink canopy on it, and she never saw the child. She never actually spoke to that child yet. And when it was discovered that she had been tortured and physically abused and maimed in lots of ways, she had a long, slow, painful death. When Lord Laming's report took place, they found there were 23 different occurrences of missed shared information.
Oh my goodness.
From health, doctors, school, the church. Exactly. Lots of people
many contact points.
Had a little bit of information, a little bit of the jigsaw. If they'd have shared, her life would have been saved. It would have been very different. Yeah. So in his report, and I always build it into my training so anybody listening will know what's coming, his report said, never do nothing. Yeah. And I think that's so important.
Never do nothing.
Never do nothing. So you might not have the full picture. You might not have the EastEnders episode of life. Yeah. Doesn't matter. The fact is you go, that's not okay. Yeah. What do I need to do with that? You need to share that information. Yeah. Never do nothing.
Yeah, it's better to be wrong, isn't it? Than
because that message out to young people, because sometimes people say that to me, what if I got it wrong, Karen? What if I've overreacted?
So what?
And I say things exactly. Yeah. Yes, but you've done it for the right reasons. Yeah. You've done it because of safeguarding, and that message to that young person is, you matter. Yeah. You know, I respect you, you are of value, and you matter. Yeah. All right, we might have overreacted. Well, hey, what does that say? It says safeguarding trumps. Yes. Absolutely.
Yes, I love that. Yeah. Yeah, and it's essential, isn't it? Because I think we worry far too much about what will people think, and I'll be a troublemaker, and then they'll come after me. And
no, you need to do the right thing. Yeah. You could be a lifesaver. You could be that significant person that makes such a difference. Enjoying this hill. It's great, isn't it?
I'm trying to throw the questions at you right now.
No, that's great. It's great, but it's a great hill. Can you imagine running around here 2 laps? It's great. Yeah. Really gets your adrenaline going. It's fun.
It's ace. It's just so beautiful. So I'm just so in awe of your ability to share difficult information in such a factual way without
it traumatizing or emotional.
Or dramatizing.
Dramatizing, okay.
Yeah, I think because there's always a bit of with these things, the sensationalism, the clickbait, and all of that, which I think diminishes the value of what needs to be done. So I think it's really great that you're kind of...
It's okay, carry on.
Yeah, deliberately... Well, not deliberate, but your way is very factual, very no-nonsense. Yes. And straight to the point, because actually it's such an important topic. We can't wishy-washy it away.
No. and I think you do a disservice to people if we do that. There's a research that Bernardo's did a couple of years ago about the acronyms, saying that if we are in a public meeting or a multi-agency safeguarding meeting or whatever, that you use the words properly. Right. So you don't use CSE and CCE and all that. You say it clearly. Yeah. Child sexual exploitation, child criminal exploitation, because that's what's happening. Yeah. Because otherwise we minimise. Yeah, we also, people don't always understand the acronyms, do they? Yeah. So that you miss the understanding and the comprehension, but you can dehumanise, we can minimise, we can trivialise it. And I thought, absolutely. So for me, saying it like it is really important. And sometimes people say things like, well, you might be traumatising people. Well, I used to worry about that at the beginning, but I don't anymore. Yeah. Because lavender was a trauma trigger for one woman. because her father used to sexually abuse her.
Right.
She would try to escape by going into her mum's bed, and her mother's pillow had the lavender on it to help mum sleep. Dad used to put the pillow over this girl's head to shut her up whilst he raped her.
Oh my goodness.
Her trigger was lavender.
Yeah.
For somebody else, a guy I know who his was 12. He said, I was taken home by the priest on a Sunday morning after I'd done Vespers. He said, and the priest raped me and I was 12 years old. So his trigger was the number 12.
Yeah.
So if I constantly think, I can't say this, what am I doing? Just let me pause for a minute.
Yeah.
Have we passed it? No, we haven't. Okay. This is Winkley Square, which is also a beautiful, beautiful place.
It is. It looks very movie-esque, doesn't it?
Yeah. And again, at night, they light up the paths. And it's it's just beautiful. This goes right back to 18-whatevers. They were trying to replicate London, because London was very trendy in the Victorian times, having little squares of grass.
I was getting London vibes.
Yeah. And what would happen is these posh houses would have a little section that was their garden. So these were actually broken up into lots of different sections, and people had their own garden. Then as life went on, they made it a public park and arena. But you'll see along the park the little plaques that tell you the famous people that have lived in these different houses.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, see, I know all
Goodness me, Karen. I think this needs to be your Saturday morning job.
Do you think?
Free walks around Preston.
I would love to. And then just up here on the left is Edith Rigby's house. But unfortunately, it's a bit of a mess because they're trying desperately. They've got friends of Edith Rigby now to try to get this taken on by the Preston City Council, to get it, as a museum, to get it as a meeting place. So they're working really hard to get Edith Rigby's house recognised and working.
Rigby?
Edith Rigby, is one of our Preston suffragettes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Amazing.
She's really interesting to learn about. But
that's
there you
amazing. Go. I love that. Yeah, I'm going to get you a sandwich board.
I'd be happy with that. Do you know, I do this
walks.
when I go out with my family. They go, Mum, please be quiet. No, you need to know these things.
Yeah.
I think history is quite, important.
It is, and
because it grounds you a bit.
It does, and to know we're walking in the footsteps of suffragettes.
Yeah, definitely.
And also the history of your family.
Yeah.
It's lovely. And then we're back to the big car park.
Yeah. And we've missed a section out. But you know what? We've done a nice flavour of river, grass, park, hills.
Yeah, it's lovely.
And
and sunshine and gradients. Yeah, we definitely
gradients, couple of gradients.
Yeah. And we saw Mr. Robin, which is always nice. He tends to come and say hi in quite a few of the walks, actually.
Yeah.
So, that's always quite life affirming. So if there was one thing you could share with people as we wrap up, what would that be?
Oh, I don't want to frown at you.
No?
I think not to be frightened of safeguarding.
Yeah.
Sometimes people don't know what that word means, what that term means. Even young people think it's somebody standing there in armour guarding a gate. Bless you. What does safeguarding mean? It should be a dynamic living thing, not just a policy redone and put on a shelf. It should be a living, dynamic thing where people can talk to somebody, people can ask for help, and we'll respond effectively. And at the bottom line, it's all about keeping people safe and not to be scared of safeguarding. And what does that mean where you live, in your community, in your organisation? Do you understand it? What's your role? We all have a little part to play in the contribution of the wider society, is my thought.
Yeah. Fabulous. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
I just need a while to get going, don't I?
Yeah.
When I've got going, I'm flowing. But just in that 5-10 minutes.
It's perfect. So if anyone wants to get involved in No Whispers, how do they do that?
We have a website that's got our email address on it. You can obviously contact me through that directly. We do look for volunteers at different levels and degrees, really. So some people want to be a non-executive director and be involved in our meetings and planning and things. Some people just want to come and be part of our days. We have events and days where we campaign, we distribute resources. We do all sorts. Royal Lanc Show. Suicide Awareness Day, Mental Health Days, all sorts of things like that. Friends of No Whispers. There's always things to be done. And people sometimes go, let me be part of this project, or let me just come and help on a day, whatever.
And are you national, or are you based in the north?
Okay, based in Leyland near Preston.
Okay.
But we do work nationally.
Okay.
So I've got a conference coming up in London in June that I'm going to present at, which is great. Some other things that we do online and national. If I get asked, and other colleagues get asked to deliver training, we will look at, is it feasible and is it worthwhile doing? And usually it is. But
Fabulous. Well, thanks, Karen. Thanks for your time. Thanks for the tour. It's been amazing.
It's cool. I need to go and pay for my car instead of you,
so do I.
Right, so it's going to do it here, actually.
Thank you for joining me on today's walk through Avenham Park with the incredible Karen Livesey. Karen, thank you so much for your generosity, your honesty, and for sharing both your story and the essential work you do through No Whispers CIC. Your clarity and compassion reminds us that safeguarding is not just a policy, it's action, it's awareness, and it's care. As we reflect on today's conversation, I invite you to ask yourself what safeguarding means to you in your home, in your workplace, and in your community. Have there been moments where something has felt off, and did you act? What might it mean for you to widen your radar, as Karen says? If this episode resonated with you, please do leave a review. It helps others discover the important conversations. Share it with someone who might need to hear it, and come and join the conversation on TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube, Substack, Blue Sky, or just search for Sakanya the podcast. Until next time, keep walking, keep talking, and remember, never do nothing.